Across the vast, unforgiving savannas of Ethiopia, survival is not shaped by peace, but by constant struggle. This is a land where every sunrise brings a new battle, and where even the most unlikely encounters can become legend. Among them is one of the most astonishing conflicts ever observed, a quiet, relentless clash between baboons and lions. Here, baboons are far from helpless prey. Organized, alert, and fiercely bold, they stand their ground against the very predators that rule these plains. And lions, the undisputed monarchs of the savannah, do not easily forget. What begins as a failed hunt can ignite into something far more dangerous, a calculated act of retaliation that defies the expected balance of the wild. In Ethiopia's wilderness, collective intelligence can strike as powerfully as teeth and claws, and courage can rival sheer physical strength. Every stare carries a warning. Every movement sparks tension. There is no sanctuary for weakness and no room for hesitation, because even a single moment of doubt can decide life or death. On the scorched cliffs of the Ethiopian plateau, dry winds weave through jagged rocks, carrying the harsh scent of parched earth and the faint murmur of a land on the edge of collapse. Within a restless troop of baboons, a young infant witnessed something no juvenile should ever see. The fall of its mother, taken not by its own kind, but by the silent grip of a leopard, the shadowy hunter of the thickets. From that moment on, a quiet sense of retribution began to stir within the clan. Dawn broke over the highlands beneath a veil of pale mist. The wind swept through low shrubs, lifting dust and scattering the distant echoes of morning. A group of francolins scratched through the leaf litter in search of insects, only to be startled into flight by the deep, resonant calls of baboons echoing against the rocky slopes. Timu, still only months old, was beginning to explore the basics of survival, searching for food and learning to kin. Yet he was soon cast aside by his own troop. His mother had been lost to a predator, and he was left to wander alone among stones and thorny brush. In time, he crossed paths with other outcast males. At first, suspicion defined their encounters, but the chill of night and the ache of hunger pushed them toward cooperation. They began to share what little they found: fruit, shelter, warmth. In the open wilderness, a fragile alliance took shape, bound not by kinship, but by the simple need to endure. As the years passed, no elder guided Timu's path, and it was this absence that shaped him. Once a vulnerable and abandoned infant, he hardened into something far more resilient. His body grew stronger, his features sharpened, and his fear transformed into awareness. It no longer held him back, it drove him to observe, to remember, and to anticipate. Many would have expected him to perish, yet among thorns and constant danger he endured. He learned to locate food, to evade hostile claws, and to choose safe places to rest. At one point, a lioness shadowed his group for days. Her amber gaze followed them from a distance, appearing at dusk and forcing them to alter their movements. Unknowingly, her presence refined their instincts: silent coordination, meaningful glances, and an ever-present readiness for conflict. The loss of his mother never faded from Timu's mind. It became more than memory, it was a quiet force driving him forward. He understood that survival alone was not enough. He had to grow stronger. Each scar, each sleepless night in the cold, each brush with death shaped him into something new, resilient, cunning, and formidable. While Timu was being forged into a survivor among rock and thorn elsewhere, another creature was thriving through a different kind of intelligence, the ability to wait, adapt, and endure. Not far from the baboon's range, in a shadowed valley wrapped in darkness, a low, sharp laugh broke the silence. Not of joy, but of intent. It was the unmistakable call of a brown hyena, a creature often overlooked beside more iconic predators. Among them was Narka, a seasoned female who had lived long enough to witness the rise and fall of 2 generations of baboon leaders. Narka lacked the size and grandeur of a lion, but she possessed something equally powerful: patience. She was more than a fleeting figure among the rocks. She had become a bold explorer of territories few dared to enter, including the windswept, salt-laced coastline of Ethiopia. By midday, the sun ruled the sky. The sea cast blinding reflections against the cliffs, shimmering like scattered sparks. Along the rocks, large male sea lions lounged lazily, growling and shifting as they competed for the best sunlit positions. Closer to the shoreline, young pups, still marked with faint patterns, slept in clusters, unaware of any danger, lulled by the rhythm of waves in the salty air. This was the moment Narka had been waiting for. She moved across soft dunes, slipping between coastal shrubs before suddenly freezing. The fur along her neck bristled. The wind had shifted, carrying an unwelcome scent. A black-backed jackal was nearby. There were no drawn-out chases, no chaos, only a swift, precise action that secured enough food for her cubs on a cold afternoon. From a distant ridge, Narka watched the shoreline in silence. The ocean continued to shimmer as if untouched by what had just occurred. For her, this stretch of coast had become part of her domain, not claimed by brute strength, but by patience and stealth. As twilight shadows stretched across the shore, Narka returned to her rocky den where small, gleaming eyes awaited her. The jackals had retreated and she came back with provisions for her young. A quiet victory, subtle yet decisive. While Narka's cubs rested safely among cold stones warmed by the presence of their group far inland on the dry plateau, another community was beginning to fracture. The baboon troop led by Raka continued its routine as though nothing had changed, but the atmosphere had shifted. No one spoke of it yet, all could feel it. The scent of scorched grass lingered in the air. Leaves rustled uneasily, and the prolonged silence of the females hinted at rising tension. Raka, despite his age, remained a feared leader seated upon the great rock that had long served as his symbolic throne. His thick, dark mane was now streaked with gray, yet his gaze still held authority. He snarled when younger males came too close to the females, baring his teeth in warning. Though his strength had begun to fade, his power endured not in his present force, but in the memory of violence that still lived within the troop. One morning, a distant sound at the edge of the territory caused several males to lift their heads in unison. On the horizon, a figure appeared strangely familiar, yet undeniably changed. It was Timu. Gone was the fragile infant once cast out. In his place stood a hardened adult, his body powerful, his expression sharp as fractured stone. and he did not return alone. Behind him followed other males equally shaped by the Keith in life beyond the troop. A heavy silence spread across the land. From his barzer perch, Raka watched closely. For the first time in many seasons, his eyes revealed not anger, but caution and calculation. The clash that followed was unavoidable. When it ended and Raka fell, Timu did not claim leadership through fear. Instead, he chose to share authority with his allies, allowed the females freedom of choice, and led with strength rather than cruelty. Under his rule, the troop entered an unusual period of balance, one where cooperation replaced intimidation. Was this the closest they had ever come to peace, perhaps? But in the wild, calm is rarely permanent. It is often just a thin surface concealing dangers waiting to rise. At the forest's edge, where dense growth at the openness of the plateau, a pair of golden eyes flickered in the shadows. There were no snapping branches, no warning, no echo of footsteps. It was neither hyena nor jackal. It was a leopard, the very one that had once taken Timu's mother, and now it waited. Moru moved like a whisper through the canopy. She was a female, smaller than the males, yet far more agile, silent, and deadly than most predators in this land. She did not hunt for survival alone, she hunted because she was a mother. 3 weeks earlier, she had given birth within a sheltered crevice hidden from the wind. Her cubs were too young to follow. Their eyes had only just begun to open, their fragile bodies demanding nourishment. Every faint cry from the den was a relentless reminder Moru could not fail. She could not return empty-handed, nor allow her scent to betray their hiding place. Above, the dry forest stirred with the morning breeze. Leaves crackled under the careful steps of a group of antelope moving toward a nearly dry streambed searching for minerals in the salty soil. Closer to the ground, striped meerkats stood watch in turns, while others dug for insects. Their short calls, the scratch of claws, and occasional low growls formed a constant, uneasy signal that never fully faded. High along the rocky ridges, vultures aligned themselves against the wind, their gaze fixed on the region where Timu had only just secured his leadership. They did not descend, but neither did they leave. They sensed what lingered beneath the surface, a quiet instability like embers hidden beneath fine ash. Amid all these layers of life, Moru moved without disturbance. Her body flowed between roots and brush with the softness of water slipping through earth. She did not disrupt the rhythm of the land, she became part of it. In this terrain, no creature existed alone. All were bound by an invisible tension. When antelope startled, meerkats fell silent and vultures shifted their wings. It signaled that death had passed through unseen, unheard. As afternoon faded across the Ethiopian plateau, the final light of day stretched like a veil of gold. Dust-laden and serene, briefly masking the ever-present threat beneath its beauty. Slanting rays washed over low grass, twisted trunks, scattered stones, and the still fresh tracks pressed into the earth. In an open clearing, Timu's troop rested beneath the gentle glow of dusk. The young nestled close to exposed roots while several females moved cautiously outward in search of food. In the distance, the shadow of the west began to spread slowly, covering the land like a darkening tide. Moru moved low against the ground, nearly invisible within the brittle grass. The wind favored her approach. There was no need to climb or vanish into branches. For a leopard, when the land lies open, the light cuts sharply and the herd grows careless, height becomes irrelevant, patience, distance, and perfect timing are enough. Yet on this occasion, what seemed like the ideal opportunity concealed a danger she could not see. Timu had been waiting for this moment. He had sensed the trail, noticed the unnatural stillness in the vegetation, and for the first time his troop did not retreat. In the deepening twilight of the Ethiopian plateau, where life leaves little room for mercy or reflection, an old debt was finally answered. And Timu, once cast aside as weak and unwanted, had become something entirely different. A force that reshaped the rules of survival, defined not by rage but by the scars that had taught him how to endure. Siberia is far more than a frozen expanse of ice, or a land of endless forests ruled by tigers. When summer arrives, these cold woodlands transform into a thriving ecosystem, where life awakens after months of silence. Across the green meadows revealed by the thaw, red deer graze peacefully, feeding on fresh shoots and tender grasses. These fertile grounds restore their strength, preparing them for the challenges that lie ahead. With remarkable agility, red deer move effortlessly across difficult terrain, from steep slopes to deep stream beds. Their evolutionary history stretches back millions of years, a testament to their ability to adapt to ever-changing environments. Emerging from prehistoric times, their reddish-brown coat has become a defining trait, one that allows them to blend seamlessly into the dense forest surroundings. The impressive antlers of adult males are more than symbols of strength and dominance. They are vital weapons in battles for mating rights. Within ecosystems shared with predators like tigers, red deer play a crucial role, By feeding on grasses and foliage, they help regulate plant growth and maintain ecological balance. At the same time, they are a key link in the food chain, sustaining some of the region's most powerful hunters. Rather than living alone, red deer typically form groups of 10 to 20 individuals, often led by experienced females. Their appearance shifts with the seasons. In summer, their reddish coats merge with the dappled light of the forest, offering natural camouflage. Equipped with highly sensitive hearing, they can detect danger from afar. And when escape becomes necessary, they can reach speeds of up to 55 kilometers per hour. An essential advantage in a land where survival depends on constant vigilance. Summer in the tiger's forests unfolds as a season of color and renewal, with temperatures rising between 10 and 27 degrees Celsius. After the long winter dormancy, vegetation awakens, transforming the landscape into a dynamic and fertile environment. Siberian pines stretch across the horizon in deep green tones, while larch trees cast soft shadows over the forest floor, creating ideal cover for a silent hunter, the lynx. Its grayish coat, tinged with brown and marked by dark spots, blends seamlessly with bark and fallen leaves, as if shaped by nature itself for concealment. Emerging nearly 2 million years ago, the northern lynx has developed remarkable adaptations to survive the harsh climates of the northern hemisphere. Weighing between 18 and 30 kilograms and reaching lengths of up to 1.2 meters. It combines strength with agility. Its short tail, dense double-layered fur, and distinctive black ear tufts are essential traits that allow it to endure extreme cold. Its hearing is so refined it functions like a biological radar, capable of detecting the faint snap of a twig or the sudden flutter of a hidden bird. Within tiger-inhabited forests, the lynx leads a solitary and elusive life. This environment is not only its refuge, but also a hunting ground rich with small prey such as hares and rodents which form the foundation of its diet. By regulating the populations of these animals, the lynx indirectly protects low vegetation from overgrazing, helping maintain ecological balance. It prefers the densest parts of the forest for hunting, where thick cover allows it to approach undetected before striking with precision. Far to the west, summer arrives across the plains of Siberia as ice and snow recede, giving way to a resurgence of life. Great rivers such as the Ob swell with meltwater, carrying nutrient-rich sediments that fertilize the lowlands. These waterways act as natural arteries, sustaining an immense ecosystem and ensuring that both the smallest plants and the largest animals have the resources they need to survive. In wetlands and grasslands, mammals like elk and deer emerge to take advantage of the abundance, restoring their strength. At the same time, predators such as gray wolves and Eurasian lynx move silently through dense vegetation, using it as cover to ambush their prey. Their movements are precise and deliberate, each step part of a stunt choreography where survival depends on timing and control. Under the soft light of summer, the Lena River becomes a vital lifeline not only for the plains, but also for brown bears. Its fast-moving waters carry salmon returning from the ocean to spawn, providing a crucial source of energy for bears recovering after months of hibernation. Salmon are more than just food. They are essential fuel. A single adult fish delivers thousands of calories, and during peak season, a brown bear may consume dozens of kilograms in a single day to build fat reserves for the coming winter. With powerful claws and finely tuned reflexes, bears wait for the perfect moment to catch fish struggling upstream. Their thick brown fur blends naturally with riverbanks and forest shadows, offering effective camouflage. Beyond fishing, bears rely on a varied diet. Tender grasses, wild berries, and roots found in wetlands supplement their nutrition. This diversity not only sustains them but also supports the ecosystem. Seeds consumed by bears are later dispersed across the land, aiding the regeneration of plant life. Beneath clear summer skies, the plains of western Siberia stretch into a vast green expanse where wetlands, dense forests, and winding rivers intertwine like veins sustaining the land. Within this tranquil setting, elk appear silent giants moving steadily through marshes and damp grasslands. Their presence reflects both the resilience of life and nature's remarkable capacity for adaptation. Elk are the result of a long evolutionary journey dating back to prehistoric times, shaped by cold climates and demanding environments. Over millions of years, they have adapted to flooded forests and expansive wetlands across the northern hemisphere. From North America to Siberia. In this region, vast woodlands and marshy terrain provide the perfect habitat for their survival. Summer is when elk display their full strength. With long, powerful legs standing over 2 meters at the shoulder, they move with ease across mud and soft ground where many animals would struggle. They favor areas near rivers, lakes, and forests rich in Siberian birch pine and larch, where tender leaves and shoots provide essential nutrients. This seasonal abundance allows them to build the energy reserves needed to endure the harsh winter ahead. An adult elk can consume around 20 kilograms of vegetation each day, acting as a natural regulator of plant growth. Their role within the Siberian ecosystem is vital. By feeding, they control vegetation density and help maintain environmental balance. Their waste enriches the soil, while the deep tracks they leave in soft ground create pathways that encourage the spread of grasses and shrubs, quietly shaping the landscape and supporting its continuous renewal. When summer settles over Lake Baikal, its Globoki waters, rich in deep blue tones, seem to stretch endlessly toward the horizon. Within this vast and striking landscape lives the Baikal seal, the only freshwater seal on Earth, a remarkable example of life adapting to one of the planet's harshest natural environments. Yet today, its population, estimated between 70,000 and 100,000 individuals, has declined compared to past decades, affected by overfishing, pollution, and the growing impact of climate change. Also known as the Nerpa, this species traces its lineage back to ancient ancestors that once inhabited glacial river systems thousands of years ago. As the ice retreated, they became isolated within Lake Baikal, setting the stage for a unique evolutionary path that shaped them into specialists of freshwater survival. Measuring between 1.1 and 1.5 meters in length and weighing around 50 to 70 kilograms, these seals are well equipped for their environment. A thick layer of fat combined with dense waterproof fur protects them from the lake's cold temperatures. Their silvery gray coats shimmer under the summer light, reflecting the sky like a living mirror upon the water's surface. During the brighter months when sunlight penetrates the lake's crystal-clear depths, the Baikal seal begins its careful hunts. It can dive beyond 400 meters in search of golemyanka, a nearly transparent fish found nowhere else on Earth. This species plays a vital role in the food chain and forms the osnovu of the seal's diet. An adult seal may consume between 3 and 5 kilograms of fish each day to sustain its energy, travel long distances, reproduce, and care for its young. The Baikal seal's abilities extend far beyond deep diving. It is also highly agile underwater. Its large, light-sensitive eyes allow it to detect even the slightest movement in dark depths, while its streamlined body enables precise, effortless motion through shifting currents. Every movement reflects control and efficiency traits of a predator, perfectly adapted to its domain. Beyond its role as a hunter, the Baikal seal is essential to the ecological balance of the lake. By regulating populations of smaller fish, it helps stabilize the food web and supports the overall health of this ecosystem upon which countless other forms of life depend. And so the battles of the wild may come to an end, but the struggle itself never truly shazayed. In this untamed world, there is no mercy and no second chances. Every sunrise delivers a new trial, and every sunset leaves behind exhaustion, open wounds, and a silence that speaks louder than sound. Here, survival does not belong to the most beautiful or the strongest, but to those who endure, to those who adapt, who learn from pain and keep moving forward. In the wild, weakness finds no shelter, and even the smallest mistake can carry the ultimate cost. The victors do not celebrate, for they understand that balance can shift with the next dawn. The fallen are not forgotten because their loss sustains the fragile order of life. Everything is connected: the hunter, the prey, and the land that watches in stillness. This is not a cruel world, it is an honest one. A world where life is defended with every heartbeat, and only those who remain resilient can claim their place beneath the sun. There is no room for weakness here, only for those who endure. If this journey into the wild heart of the Serengeti has moved you, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, Beast Call Nature. Join us in the next adventure as we continue to explore, appreciate, and protect the hidden wonders of the natural world. In the untamed African savanna, survival is never optional. It is a daily demand. Beneath a relentless sun and across endless open plains, life endures through constant struggle. Instinct-driven choices and unavoidable encounters. Each sunrise may signal the beginning of a hunt, a frantic escape, or a fierce stand to protect territory. Within this harsh environment, clashes between Africa's most iconic animals have become part of the natural rhythm. The lion's roar carries both authority and danger. The towering elephant commands respect through sheer strength and endurance, while the swift, agile antelope embodies the fragile chance of outrunning death. Each species reflects a different approach in this quiet, ongoing battle to stay alive. Here, the savanna offers no permanent victors or lasting losers. It favors only those who can adapt, endure, and hold on a moment longer. This is the essence of Africa, a realm where life is shaped by confrontation and survival stands as the ultimate law. Beneath the shade of scattered trees, a pride of lions lies at rest on the African savanna. The males remain at ease while the cubs play nearby. But the lionesses stay alert, their focus unbroken. Something is about to unfold. The hunt is imminent. It is one of those intense moments often seen in wildlife documentaries where survival is never guaranteed. In the distance, a herd of wildebeest grazes, calmly unaware of the predators moving silently through the grass. Muscles tighten, eyes lock onto a target, and the plan is already in motion. Some lionesses move to block escape routes, while others creep forward with calculated precision. Then, without warning, the signal is given. One lioness launches forward and the entire group surges into action. Panic spreads through the herd as they scatter, kicking up clouds of dust in their desperate escape. The hunters move with remarkable coordination, isolating the weakest individual. A well-timed leap, a decisive strike, and it is over. This is the unfiltered reality of the wild captured in powerful documentary moments, where the delicate balance between predator and prey unfolds in the heart of Africa. Not far away, a young lion cub watches in Sunt's eyes wide and unblinking. This is more than a hunt, it is his first lesson in survival. He studies the movements of the adults, how they plan, how they cooperate to bring down their prey. One day he will take part in these hunts, and what he learns now will shape the future of the pride. Lions are unique among big cats, living and hunting in social groups, relying on cooperation to endure. Yet success is never certain. Life on the savannah is unforgiving, an endless cycle of hunting and being hunted. Only the strongest persist, and even the so-called kings of this land are not exempt from its harsh laws. This is nature at its most raw, both breathtaking and relentless, where every hunt is a struggle against overwhelming odds. Cast out from his pride, a young lion around 3 years old and weighing close to 180 kilograms faces the greatest challenge of his life: surviving alone in a hostile landscape. His struggle reflects the harsh truth of the wild, where only the most resilient endure. Weak from hunger, after 3 days without food, he dares to confront a buffalo weighing over 700 kilograms. But the attempt quickly turns dangerous. In seconds, the buffalo retaliates with force, swinging its sharp horns, capable of reaching up to 1 meter in length. A single blow could shatter bones or pierce vital organs. Injured and exhausted, the young lion has no choice but to retreat. For 4 days, he wanders the savannah with an empty stomach, his strength fading with every step. His body grows thinner, his movements heavier. Then as dusk settles, an opportunity appears. In the dim light, he spots a wounded antelope likely left behind from an earlier chase. Without hesitation, he seizes the moment, sprinting at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. Within seconds, his nearly 7-centimeter fangs find their mark at the prey's throat, bringing the struggle to an end. It is not a glorious victory, but it is enough to survive another day. In the wild, survival itself is often the only success that matters. Not all lions have the support of a pride. Those alone must fight every day just to endure. Under the blazing sun of the African plains, a herd of elephants moves steadily toward a water source. At the front walks the matriarch, a massive female weighing over 4,500 kilograms, her long, curved tusks and steady gaze reflecting decades of experience. As they reach the riverbank, a young calf, only a few months old, steps forward eagerly. It clumsily swings its trunk, trying to drink like the adults, but ends up splashing water instead. The elephant's trunk, made up of more than 40,000 muscles, is incredibly versatile, yet mastering it takes time. Each failed attempt is followed by another as the calf learns by observing its mother and the older members of the herd. This is more than play, it is an early lesson in survival. No elephant can live without learning how to use its trunk. Without warning, the matriarch comes to a halt. Her massive ears, spanning over 1.5 meters, catch distant sounds carried across the plains. She stands alert, sensing danger. Far off in the tall grass, the shapes of a lion pride begin to emerge. Instantly, she releases a deep, powerful call, and the herd reacts without hesitation. The adults, weighing between 2,700 and 5,400 kilograms, quickly form a protective barrier surrounding the calves and shielding them completely. Despite their reputation as formidable predators, the lions hesitate. They assess the situation carefully, aware of the risk. After a tense pause, they withdraw. A lone elephant might be vulnerable, but a united herd is nearly impossible to overcome. For elephants, family is everything. They possess remarkable memory and complex emotional bonds, standing together against any threat. As the danger fades, the herd resumes its journey, their long shadows stretching across the Allard. They are not only immense in size, but also powerful symbols of loyalty, care, and unbreakable unity, qualities that have allowed them to endure for over 5 million years of evolution. No matter how harsh the wild becomes, as long as they remain together, they continue forward with steady determination across the vast savanna. Beyond their strength, elephants play a vital role in shaping their environment. Moving through dense vegetation, they carve natural pathways that allow other animals to reach food and water more easily, especially during dry seasons. Using their trunks and tusks, they dig into the Allard to create water holes, which become essential manabar for a wide range of species, from antelope and giraffes to birds. They also contribute significantly to the spread of plant life. by feeding on fruits and later dispersing seeds through their dung. Elephants help sustain biodiversity and support the ongoing growth of forests. Under the scorching sun of the African savanna, a herd of impalas moves quietly through the tall grass. Every step is measured with care. Their pointed ears remain upright and their wide eyes scan the surroundings for even the slightest sign of danger. In a land ruled by predators, constant awareness is essential for survival. Suddenly, panic erupts in the distance. From the brush, a cheetah bursts into view. Its slender body, built for speed, surges forward with explosive acceleration capable of reaching over 110 kilometers per hour in just a few seconds. Its target is a young impala that has briefly strayed from the herd. But impalas are far from defenseless. The moment danger is detected, they react almost instantly. Their light, agile bodies launch into powerful leaps, reaching heights of up to 3 meters. These dramatic jumps not only confuse the predator, but also serve as a warning signal to the rest of the group. Within seconds, the herd scatters, running in unpredictable zigzag patterns that make it difficult for the cheetah to lock onto a single target. Although it is the fastest land animal, the cheetah cannot sustain its top speed for long. If the chase extends beyond 20 seconds, the impala's chances of escape increase significantly. With strong muscles and long legs, impalas can reach speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour and maintain that pace longer than their pursuer. As the cheetah begins to lose energy, the impala makes a sudden change in direction, using the terrain to its advantage. In the end, the predator is forced to give up, stopping breathless in the open plain, while the impala disappears into the distance. This time, survival belongs to the prey. Antelopes rely on more than just speed to endure. In the vast African ecosystem, their fate is also connected to giants like elephants. African elephants play a crucial role in shaping the landscape, clearing natural pathways and digging water holes with their tusks, providing essential resources for antelopes, especially during the dry season. Yet this connection also places antelopes at the center of the food chain. Predators such as lions and cheetahs depend on them for survival, maintaining the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Without antelopes, this balance would collapse, grasslands would lose their natural rhythm, and large carnivores would struggle to endure. Every leap across the savanna is not just an escape, but a reflection of the relentless cycle of life, where even prey must fight tirelessly to survive. At first glance, the African savanna appears calm and golden. A pride of lions resting after a hunt, elephants moving toward water, and impalas bounding across the plains. But beneath this peaceful surface lies an unyielding rule, the cycle of life. Every species is deeply interconnected. A lion weighing around 250 kilograms consumes roughly 7 kilograms of meat each day, helping regulate herbivore populations. Antelopes, beyond being prey, contribute to seed dispersal and the maintenance of grasslands. The African elephant, which can weigh up to 6,900 kilograms, opens pathways through dense vegetation and uncovers water sources that benefit countless other species. If even one of these links disappears, the balance of the ecosystem is disrupted. On the savanna, the survival of each species supports the existence of all the others. In the heart of the vast African savanna, an aging lioness moves slowly through the golden growth. Her body, once powerful and dominant, now appears frail, shaped by years of Sanghursh in an unforgiving land. The strength that once made her a feared hunter has faded, leaving her exposed. She is no longer the pursuer, but the one at risk. Each step is careful, yet her spirit endures a quiet echo of the formidable predator she once was. Nearby, a group of hyenas watches closely. Clever and ever alert to signs of weakness, these scavengers, known for their crushing jaws and coordinated tactics, pose a constant threat in this harsh environment. They thrive through teamwork, using numbers and strategy to overwhelm their targets. Persistent and bold, they circle the weakened lioness, observing, waiting, but not yet striking. Hyena clans operate within a strict hierarchy led by dominant females. Cooperation is essential for hunting, defending territory, and sharing food. Competition within the group is intense as each individual strives to secure a better position. This relentless structure ensures survival but leaves no room for mercy. In their world, rank is absolute. Now, as they close in on the vulnerable lioness, there is no compassion, only patience. The tension builds in the air. She remains alert despite her weakness, knowing that a single mistake could be her last. Not far away, other lionesses move silently through the tall grass, their bodies tense and focused. The struggle for dominance within the pride is equally unforgiving. There is no peace among them, only competition for control and survival. Even as they monitor the aging lioness, each is driven to secure her place. In the wild, strength defines status, and weakness is never ignored. Across the dry Allard, a clan of nearly 20 hyenas advances their eerie laughter, breaking the silence of the savannah. Hunger drives them forward as they scan for the most vulnerable target. Then they find it, a solitary lion ribs visible beneath his coat. His movements slow and heavy. Once a powerful hunter, he is now only a shadow of his former self. The hyenas draw closer, their calls rising into a chilling chorus. The attack seems inevitable until a deep, thunderous roar cuts through the air. It is not one lion, but many. A pride emerges from the open plains. First come 5 lionesses moving with purpose. Their eyes locked on the threat. Behind them, the males appear massive with dark manes bristling, asserting their dominance. The hyenas hesitate for only a moment before charging. They outnumber their rivals, but they recognize the ulkua and resolve of the lions. The clash erupts with overwhelming intensity. One lioness lunges, knocking a hyena to the ground, claws tearing into its body. Another seizes one by the neck, shaking it violently as it cries out. The hyenas fight back fiercely, but against the sheer power of 3 full-grown males, they cannot hold their ground. Dust rises in thick clouds, mixing with the scent of blood. Though they resist, the hyenas begin to fall one by one. Some manage to escape, vanishing into the distance with desperate cries. Others remain too long and pay the price. When the fight ends, the lions stand firm, tense and watchful, while the survivors retreat in defeat. The pride gathers around the lion who had been moments from death. With gentle nudges, they urge him to retreat. He is weak, exhausted, but alert. On the African savanna, even at the edge of death, the strength of the group can mean the difference between survival and collapse. The Serengeti stands as a relentless battleground where survival is never guaranteed. Here, the conflict between lions and hyenas is ancient, a struggle carried through generations, etched into the dust and blood of the land. In the wild, one truth remains: only the strongest endure. As the dry season arrives, the savanna grows increasingly harsh. Vegetation fades, water becomes scarce, and every creature fights to survive. Hyenas driven by hunger roam tirelessly across the land in search of food for their clan. In the distance, a pride of lions has made a successful kill. A large wildebeest lies motionless on the ground. The scent of fresh meat spreads quickly through the air, impossible to ignore. For a brief moment, the lions step away from the carcass, unaware that this rare upser is about to draw unwanted attention. On the savannah, there is an unspoken rule: lions dominate. Yet hyenas are relentless. They linger in the shadows, waiting patiently for the right moment to seize any opportunity. Today, that moment arrives. Slowly, they move forward, eyes fixed on the fallen wildebeest. They know the lions are nearby, but hunger leaves no room for hesitation. The scent of fresh meat overrides every instinct for caution. With deliberate, calculated steps, they close the distance, careful yet determined to claim their share. In an instant, several large hyenas rush in, grabbing hold of the carcass and attempting to drag it away. The confrontation ignites immediately. The lions respond with deep growls and thunderous roars, warning the intruders to retreat. But the hyenas stand their ground. Bold and unyielding, they refuse to back down. A violent struggle erupts around the carcass teeth. Snapping bodies colliding, dust rising with every clash. The lions possess strength, but they are outnumbered. The hyenas recognize their advantage and act quickly, knowing they must press forward before the pride regains full control. In the Serengeti, every second matters, and each confrontation can determine who survives and who falls. South Africa is widely regarded as a true sanctuary of wildlife, a land where many of Africa's most iconic landscapes come together within a single territory. Across the country, nearly 20 national parks protect environments that range from lush coastal forests to vast inland savannas, preserving some of the continent's most representative ecosystems. This nation is defined by remarkable climatic diversity. Conditions shift from semi-arid regions in the west to humid subtropical zones in the southeast. Variations in rainfall and temperature shaped by both latitude and elevation create a wide spectrum of natural habitats that encourage the evolution and abundance of species. In the Cape Floristic region, a Mediterranean climate prevails, marked by wet winters and dry summers. These conditions have allowed more than 10,000 native plant species to flourish. With around 70% found nowhere else on Earth, one of the highest levels of endemism globally. In addition, the meeting of two major ocean currents helps regulate coastal climates and plays a crucial role in sustaining rich marine biodiversity. Further inland, the Karoo and succulent Karoo form some of the most distinctive semi-arid landscapes on the continent. These regions are characterized by expansive plains, scattered mountain ranges, and ancient mineral-rich soils that, despite their composition, offer limited nutrients. Year-round dryness and sharp temperature differences between day and night have led to highly specialized ecosystems adapted for water conservation. The succulent Karoo in particular stands out as one of the few semi-arid deserts in the world recognized as a biodiversity hotspot, thanks to its extraordinary concentration of endemic succulent plants. In environments as demanding as these, survival depends on highly specialized adaptations, and the bat-eared fox is a perfect example. As its name suggests, this animal is known for its unusually large ears, measuring between 11 and 13 centimeters. These ears not only enhance its ability to detect prey beneath the ground, but also serve as an efficient cooling system, helping to release excess heat under the intense sun. Its diet consists mainly of underground insects, particularly termites and crickets. A single individual can consume up to 1.15 million termites in a year. The bat-eared fox is monogamous, forming long-term pair bonds and living in the dry plains where it builds complex burrows that function as shelter breeding sites and safe spaces for raising its young. Within each pair, responsibilities are clearly shared. Both partners take part in digging and defending their territory. They favor open grasslands with short vegetation where spotting insects is easier and body temperature can be better regulated. Studies conducted in 2024 indicate that their territories can range from 0.3 to 3.5 square kilometers. When termite populations decline, this fox shows impressive dietary flexibility, adding beetles, larvae, grasshoppers, and even seasonal fruits and berries to its menu. One of its most notable adaptations is its dentition. It has more teeth than most mammals, allowing it to efficiently crush hard-shelled insects and perfectly suit its feeding habits. Its communication system is equally distinctive. Members of a pair use tail and ear movements to express different states, along with soft vocalizations that reinforce their bond. This constant interaction supports cooperation, maintains pair cohesion, and strengthens the defense of their shared territory. The African savanna is a world where survival is not a fleeting moment but a constant state of existence. The sangharsh between predator and prey, the quiet strength of giants and the relentless endurance of those who flee have shaped these lands into a timeless symbol of life in its most raw and authentic form. Here, every confrontation, every escape, and every brief victory helps sustain the balance of an ecosystem that has endured for ages. The savanna reminds us that nature does not operate with compassion but with order, and that every species plays an essential and irreplaceable role in this ancient story. If this journey into the wild heart of Africa has inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe to Beast Call Nature. Join us as we continue to explore the real, intense, and fascinating stories of the animal world. where every heartbeat matters and every life has meaning.